Hello there, everyone. This is Monday. I'm going for a walk today. It's pretty hot. If you don't know it, I live in Thailand. It's getting summer here. And yeah, it's not too bad, and I think it's going to rain. But enough about that, because the reason that I want to talk to you guys today is that I have gotten pretty surprised that I've gotten a lot of attention on this channel. Not like that I have a million followers or anything like that, but more that people actually contact me and ask me questions and ask for help. And that is just great, because a lot of people really get into this music and coding stuff, and sometimes it's not really programmers that ask me questions, because most people who are interested in this channel, let's face that is because that they like to code and they like music. But a lot of people who contact me actually, they're not programmers, but they're needing help because they need someone to well, maybe they need a tool or something to get some inspiration for their music, or they got an idea how they can make learning for their students easier, things like that. And that got me to thinking about, why is it that so many musicians actually code and become programmers? I don't know if you've noticed it. Maybe it's just me. Like, if you watch other YouTube channels online, you can very often you can see that a lot of programmers have a drum kit or a guitar or a bass behind them. Maybe it's just because it looks cool. I don't know about that, but I think there's something to it. And I've been thinking about why is that? Why so many programmers play music, and why so many musicians learn how to code? And I don't really think it's not the same thing at all. You can look into music theory, and you gotta have a certain level of abstraction to understand that, like you have to when you are learning how to code, right? So that is one of the things. But I think the main thing about it is that if you play an instrument, if you're good at playing an instrument, it has taken a lot of time and patience. You had to sit down and really practice and just do the same mistakes over and over again until you get it right. And that is basically the same thing for coding, or the same thing for learning anything at all. So that's that. So it's, you already, if you're a musician, you kind of already have the basic tools, which is your patience and your abilities to sit still and practice and learn something. So that's great. You should get started as soon as possible. Yeah. So that brings me to, like, a lot of musicians who wants to learn how to code. They are asking if it's a good idea to actually use music as a subject for learning how to code. And of course it is. I mean, if you're interested in something, if there's a subject you're interested in, it's much easier learning about something that's hard if you're actually interested in the result, or in the whatever you want to use it for, right? So that's, I think it's a pretty good idea if you want to, like, I only know JavaScript and a little bit of Python, so I cannot give advice on how to learn other programming languages, but I know a little bit of the web audio API. I know how to work with audio with JavaScript in the browser, things like that. So if you want to become a web developer, or just in general learn how to code, you can use JavaScript for that. That is what you use JavaScript for mostly, right? For web development. Well, not really anymore, but that's how it used to be. So if you want to learn that, then JavaScript is definitely a good place to get started on it, because it's so easy and it's accessible directly in the browser, and you can start working with audio right away. Of course, you need to have some ideas for what you want to create, and I think, of course, you should, if you're totally starting from scratch, you should start from like learning the basic things like variables, loops, conditional statements, things like that. And then you can get into, like, let's say the web audio API. And let's say that you have a project you want to make, like, well, one of my own projects is earbeater.com, and I wanted to learn how to code using JavaScript. And so I had this project, and it kind of forced me to learn a lot about the music and the things behind everything, how everything works. And it also forced me to learn a couple of frameworks and use other libraries, and but if I only had gotten into that in just to figure out something about coding, and that's great if I'm just interested in learning about coding and not really want to make a product or have a project or anything like that, then it's fine. But it will not teach me how to make if I want to be a web developer, for example, it will not teach me how to make a menu bar or something like that, or like make nice layout using CSS and things similar to that. So, but it's a great way of getting started on it. It's really about doing something that you're interested in, and if that thing is something related to music, then just get started. So the basics first, and then get into all of that stuff. Look at the web audio API. Look at the other libraries like Tonal.js, and some of the other things that I have here on this channel. And most of them are open source, so you can go ahead and you can open them up and look at how people did it and how they use the web audio API, things like that. That's a really great source of learning as well, looking at other people's code, professional people's code, because then you find out how much you stink yourself, or at least I do, and then I attempt to learn something. But anyways, I just thought I wanted to make a video like this and talk about this. This is the first kind of video like this I've ever made, so I'm just improvising and obviously talking about the same things again and again. But I also wanted to talk about the future of this channel, because it's more than 2 years since I started, and I don't really upload that much anymore, and that has to do with family and being busy and life just getting in the way. But I really want to continue on this. So I think a video like this is like a short video, and I just talk. So if anybody wants to listen to this to me, then it's great. If not, you can just skip the video. But it's way easier making videos like these, if I make a tutorial, I have to go and research a lot. I have to, let's say, the web audio API, which is pretty hard, I think, to learn. Not really, but yeah, can be. There are a lot of things you have to understand. So I have to dig into all of this stuff. Not only do I have to learn about the API, I have to learn about music and theory and things like that I didn't know beforehand. How does sound work, things like that, so you can find out how, frequencies and things like that, right? Anyways, where am I getting with this? Yeah, if I have to make a tutorial like that, or a video series, then it's going to take a long time, and it takes a lot of preparation, and I have to sit down and, prepare. Then I have to record the videos, and then I have to cut out every time I say a, ooh, ah, or say something stupid and make mistakes and things like that, so it doesn't get too long and too boring. So that takes a long time. So I'm going to try with making videos like these, where I just talk. And at the same time, I'm going to be working on some other courses. And actually, I have already been planning a mini web audio API course that is set to, well, I haven't recorded it yet, but I have planned it, what I want. And it's going to be a bigger project. It's going to be a longer one. And I can't promise you when it's going to be up, but it's going to be at least a couple of months. So this summer or something like that. That's my goal, at least. And in between, I'll try to post other easy, short videos with the quick explanations of things. But as always, just if you have any comments and ideas, or just leave a comment down there and join the Discord server. We can talk there as well. It hasn't been a lot going on there, but let's see if we can get it started again. So yeah, that's all for now. See you guys. Bye.